In a tense legal showdown, a judge skillfully dismantles the claims put forth by Trump's legal counsel, visibly unsettling the former president. This pivotal moment highlights the escalating pressure and hurdles confronting Trump and his legal team.
What are Republicans like Rick Scott, J.D. Vance, and Mike Johnson doing in a New York City courtroom? Wasting time, wasting taxpayer money. They should be in Washington, making the tough votes to strengthen the border.
This makes zero sense.
Instead, they're kissing Trump's ring in Manhattan.
It was not a good look for Congress.
They're not loyal to you. They're loyal to him. Is this what we're paying them for?
Not in Washington doing their jobs. They're at the courthouse.
The American people are over it.
We're confronted with a list of names that could easily fit into a poorly written crime story. These individuals, Robert Chale, Kenneth Chesso, Jeffrey Clark, Matthew Dog, John Eastman, Jenna Ellis, Michael Farino, Rudy Giuliani, and Julia Holia, might not be well known to many, but their roles in various legal matters have been well documented.
But just to be clear, you're voting for someone who you believe tried to subvert the peaceful transfer of power, that can't even achieve his own policies, that lied about the election even after his attorney general told him that the election wasn't stolen. And as the former chief law enforcement in this country, you're going to vote for someone who is facing 88 criminal counts.
The answer to the question is yes.
Will you accept the results regardless of who wins the election?
So, Caitlin, I got to say, I think that's actually a ridiculous question.
These are not your average attorneys. They are handpicked legal experts of Donald Trump. Surprisingly, even these legal professionals have had their fair share of legal issues in the past. It's almost like leafing through a directory of legal mavericks. Then comes a remarkable moment when someone asks if anyone in the courtroom has ever been a Trump lawyer. One individual proudly declares he was for a year, eliciting a sarcastic response that hangs in the air, akin to questioning a firefighter about their own home catching fire. Meanwhile, Trump's supporters dress up to resemble their idol and leave their Washington, D.C. offices to defend him in New York. They insist it's not because Trump asked them to, rather, they claim they're acting out of the goodness of their own hearts. Speaker Johnson even declares it was his own idea to be there, which is about as believable as a counterfeit $3 bill.
We're going to the Capitol. We're going to try and give them the kind of pride and boldness that they need to take back.
In the nation's capital, Democrats are rigorously examining and dismantling Trump's ambitious policy plans for 2025. Stepping into the fray is Jasmine Crockett, armed with a formidable arsenal of facts and a sharply targeted retort aimed at the former Trump attorney. Despite the political turbulence, Crockett remains resolute in her mission, steadfastly determined to hold her opponent accountable and amplify her voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Trump's proposed plans for a second term outline a troubling path toward authoritarian rule. Eliminating government agencies and deploying the military against citizens would severely undermine democratic institutions and civil liberties. This concerning vision threatens to erode the foundations of a free and open society.
Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa.
Couple of boos for the policies, not directly at going towards President Trump.
That's not.
It's important to note that democracy doesn't vanish suddenly in a single dramatic event. Rather, it fades away gradually as citizens become disengaged. While Trump's controversial actions capture our attention, the real danger lies in the growing disillusionment of the general public, which may lead them to lose faith in the system. Amidst this turmoil, the ongoing conflict over abortion rights intensifies, with Democrats challenging the inconsistency and avoidance tactics of so-called moderate Republicans who are pandering to Trump's base. This situation is a high-stakes game, and the future of democracy hangs in the balance.
I wrote, Donald J. Trump will address the Libertarian Party at its national convention on Saturday. The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe.
After the 2020 election, the Trump campaign was in turmoil. Seeking to regain control, they enlisted Rudy Giuliani, Trump's personal lawyer and former mayor of New York City. Armed with his legal expertise, Giuliani stepped forward with determination to reverse the situation and save the day. However, his efforts proved less than impressive as he struggled to overcome the election's outcome.
Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years. The reasons for doing so, policy and politics, are as solid as the Hope Diamond.
Giuliani storms into the U.S. District Court for the Middle District of Pennsylvania armed with a bag of wild conspiracy theories, hoping to challenge the election results. However, from the outset, it's clear he lacks substantial evidence to support his claims. As he presents his arguments, it becomes painfully evident that he's floundering without a solid foundation. It's akin to watching someone attempt to construct a house out of jello. It simply doesn't hold up. Judge Braun doesn't hold back, likening Giuliani's legal arguments to Frankenstein's monster, a mishmash of disconnected and incoherent parts hastily assembled. He highlights the case flaws, strained legal arguments devoid of merit and speculative accusations. In short, Giuliani's case is a chaotic mess. Ultimately, the judge dismisses the case outright, stating that Trump's campaign allegations lack evidentiary support. It's a devastating blow for Giuliani, whose expression mirrors that of a child disillusioned upon learning that Santa Claus isn't real. Following Giuliani's disastrous performance, the legal community and the public alike have been dissecting the case's disappointing outcome. It stands as a cautionary tale, an exemplar of how not to approach a court proceeding.
Welcome to another day in paradise, okay? I'd like to testify. In fact, I always testify. I've never not once not testified. It's a mistrial, okay? I missed most of it. I was resting my eyes, okay? They got nothing, and every legal expert says so. You got Jonathan Turley, very respected. He says Trump is innocent. And anyway, probably Stormy liked it. You got Janine, the Dersh, Saul Goodman, Ally McBeal, the Lincoln lawyer.
In Michigan, you witness a real spectacle as Powell submits a lawsuit filled with claims that are both peculiar and unsupported. She alleges voting machines manipulated votes from Trump to Biden, orchestrated by a vast conspiracy involving figures from deceased Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez to international communists. These assertions are extraordinary, lacking proof. You can't prove it, so none of it happened, you think skeptically. During the hearing, Powell's arguments proved weak and unconvincing, eliciting collective disbelief and exasperation from legal professionals nationwide.
So none of it happened. But if it did, yeah. But if it did, she came up to me with tears in her eyes and she says, "Sir, you have to be the most virile golf champion since Dorf on Golf." And now she's saying it was over very quickly, which, by the way, totally fake, okay? In fact, she faked the entire thing very quickly. No, I don't think so.
Judge Parker, clearly unimpressed, didn't just dismiss the lawsuit, she dismantled it with fervor. Her scathing ruling deems Powell's case a misuse of the judicial system, accusing her team of filing speculation and unsubstantiated suspicion instead of evidence. Parker orders sanctions against Powell and her co-counsel, forcing them to pay the defendants legal fees and face potential disbarment.
This ever happened to you? You're sitting in court again, under pressure and stress, and then a warm feeling comes over you, uncomfortably warm. It's pressure, all right. Down there. That's when you need Trump diapers. Trump diapers, the elite adult incontinence product for owning libs on the go while you go. Trump diapers contain a comforting, patent-pending fiber that's the ultimate in pulling fluids from your...
Powell's Kraken lawsuit becomes a subject of ridicule, her credibility taking a significant hit. It's a cautionary tale on legal overreach, leaving the legal community and public bewildered by its audacity and absurdity.